Hello, Kit fans, and welcome back to Talking Kit and another episode of what I assume is now the greatest ranking show of all time. My words mainly, but I probably don't think anyone's going to disagree. It is Full Kit Rankers, and we bring it every Wednesday now, 8 o'clock. We are going through a list of 10 kits, and as always, it's me, Double A, and I'm joined by the Messi and Suarez to my Neymar. I'll let you decide who's who. I don't know. So yeah, it's James and Sean. What's going on, boys? You good?
Very good, thank
Go on,
you. Very
James,
good
you
indeed.
go first. Yeah, I'm good as well.
You're both good. Who's the Messi? Who's the Messi? Who's the Suarez?
Yeah, I don't want to be Suarez. You can have that.
I don't do any biting.
No.
Do you want to use
I'm not racist.
Do you want to use what be Iniesta then? I guess.
Oh, if Iniesta's an option, always.
Well, rather than the Suarez thing, I guess. I don't know. I'm waffling now. But you're both good. You're both all right since last
Very
week.
good, yes. How are you, Aaron? More to the point. How are you?
I never get asked. I'm always the one doing the asking. I'm all right, mate. It's a good thing I've not got problems. It's not the place to talk about, is it? I guess.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm looking forward to this episode. It's a great list, not done by myself, and we've got a great panel of guests as well, as always. So I think it's going to be really, really good. So yeah, if it is your first time talking kit, do make sure that you are subscribing to the channel, liking the video, sharing with all your kit-loving friends. This is what we try to do, bring the kit community together. And I've got discussions about some iconic kits and not so iconic kits. So we'll get into what shirts we're ranking in a minute. But first, we'll bring the panel in that we have this week. As always, we have what some people are now calling the big diva of the kit community. Some say that he did ask for a signed Shaka Hislop shirt to appear on today's show. I can't confirm or deny those rumors. It is, of course, our great friend Josh, aka the Kitsman. How you doing, pal? You okay?
Yeah, doing really well, thank you. Loving the intros as per.
Well, you know, they get better each week. I think. I'm even spending time thinking of them now.
I need to start deflecting these.
Well, you know, I hear you was in our neck of the woods this week.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed it. Or across in Manchester. Yeah, no, up in Manchester. Really nice place. Really went to the Footy Museum, didn't I? Thought, here we are. Let's get a bit of this. Weekday closed.
Nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah, nice. Monday, Tuesday, only open on a Wednesday, isn't it?
Oh,
Wednesday through to Sunday, I think.
Through to Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
Funny story about the Football Museum. During the World Cup 2018, me and James decided to try and complete the sticker book. And he used to do those meets where you could swap stickers. Yeah, we did frequent it a couple of times, didn't we, James?
Yeah. It was just dads living through their children and being like, yeah, he wants to swap with you, but really it was the dads. They just we were quite happy. We were loud and proud with it. We were like, yeah, we're rocking up to complete this album. So yeah,
exactly. And we did complete it, which is great.
We did.
Oh,
never done one. So fair play to you folks. What was that, about £500?
Well, the swap things helped. I had people from America sending them over to me and everything. So
nice.
It kind of worked out well. I didn't spend that much, which was great. But no, thanks for joining us again, Josh. We're happy.
Yeah, great to be here, folks. Great to be here.
Amazing. So yeah, another guest we've got on for making their first appearance. He's done videos, he's done tweets, he's really excited. And I just hope we know it's not an anticlimax for him and he never wants to appear on the channel again, because that would be really disheartening. It is Tom from Tom's Footy Kits. How are you doing, buddy? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's the first time me doing something like this, so I'm pretty excited by it.
Happy to be popping out cherry for you then, mate. That's promise to go gentle. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But no, we'll get round to everyone in a minute. But I'm really interested in the shirt you've got on tonight, mate, because it looks good. It looks really good. Look from the picture you put on before. We'll go around everyone and get their shirts. But yeah, last not least, we've got John coming on from Doing Kits, and he's kind of sort of my opposite today in his choice of shirt. How you doing, John? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Really good. Excited to be here.
Oh, brilliant. Appreciate that. So, yeah, this is our panel for today. And the kits that me and John are wearing are kind of giving it a little bit away on what the theme is. I didn't pick the theme. This was all down to Sean. So any criticism or accolades should all go to him if you agree, disagree with any of the kits that he has chosen. So, Sean, what is the theme today for the shirts?
It is the goalkeeper jerseys from the 1998 World Cup in France.
France. Yeah. So some great kits. And,
Some good ones.
Yeah, some great ones. Yeah. And not so great ones, depending on how you look at the list that you picked. Before we get into it, though, let's go around everyone and see what we're on the episode. So, James, start with you as you're closest to me. What you got on there, mate?
I'm rocking a cyber yellow, as it's described, Austria goalkeeper kit, long sleeve Puma. So yeah, I was trying to figure out the year before, but my memory is not as good, and I didn't have time to Google. But I think it's a noughties little number. So yeah,
Lovely.
As it's goalkeeper themed, so I'll go for that.
You've done well. You've done well. Next, sticking with the Puma. Go on then, Sean. What have you got on there, mate?
I tried to do 98, but the closest I could get was 2004. So it's the royal blue Italian shirt. And
Okay.
it's worth 250 quid on eBay, I've checked. So I shouldn't be wearing it too much.
Stretching that collar out.
I know.
Yeah, my neck's not that big. It's fine.
Moving on then, and just below you, Josh. Tell us what you've decided to wear for us tonight, mate.
Yeah, I don't have many sort of retro shirts, so I just thought I'd go for Japan 2016 shirt. It's got like this sort of Tron-like gradient to it.
Oh, lovely.
That's nice. I really like that.
Yeah, it's all right. I did swapsies on it. I swapped a Bari shirt for it, and I think I got off better, really. So
can't go wrong with Japan. Can't go wrong with Japan.
No.
Speaking of Japan shirts, we've seen on Twitter this week, Tom. You've bought the Japan manga shirt, the one that was never to be.
Not official, but
well, yeah,
it's a nice shirt. I think
a nice kit. Yeah. So what have you got on tonight?
I got on a 1995-96 Frankfurt long sleeves.
Oh,
so very nice. Yeah. I love the pattern. Just continues all the way throughout it, and then I'm going to be able to show this, but it's got the club badge.
Nice.
Big on the center of it. Hang on. Sorry. I'm not very good at this. It's the first time of me doing something like this. So there we go. You can see it.
Good. We see it.
And Tetra Pak. And I've got a few shirts behind me as well. So
yeah, the Marseille one.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Got Marseille, got a Bristol City one. And I got PTSV Jean Freiberg crazy template shirt.
Nice.
So it's just all different colours. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. And yeah, John, you've done it, mate. You've probably got the second best shirt. I mean, the first best shirt on tonight. Tell us what you're wearing. As people,
so obviously wanted to go for the 98 World Cup and what I think is the best outfield kit of the 98 World Cup. Bit of a classic, I think, worn by for me, one of the best players of all time, Ronaldo. Obviously, the World Cup didn't quite turn out for him as you'd have wanted in 98, but it's still iconic shirt and iconic player as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I've gone for the exact same. Obviously, the away with Ronaldo on the back as well.
Wow.
Again, I'm not trying to upstage you, mate, or anything like that.
I don't have a name set. I don't do name sets ever since I had a Konchauskis shirt that I paid a fortune for back in the 90s, and the name set got washed off. So I've been scarred ever since then. I can't do name sets since then. I get PTSD otherwise.
I don't
it cost a fortune as well. Long name, number 14, cost an absolute fortune.
When they used to do it by letter and number, didn't they as well? So
it was like £2 a letter, £5 a number. So
ridiculous.
Cost my mum and dad a fortune. Right. Yeah.
So that's what we are wearing tonight. So let's get into this week's kits then. 10 kits from France 98. For me, I'll probably say probably the best World Cup for kits. I don't know if any of you agree. I think some of them are iconic. Like say, a lot of people look for them, try to get them. yeah, and I think some of these keeper kits that Sean has chosen are right up there with it. So we'll get into it then. Number 10 on our list. And coming in dead last with only 14 points, didn't do too well, was probably the kit that sums up their sort of World Cup campaigns or World Cup sort of life, so to speak, is Scotland. So the Scotland kit with only 14 points come dead last.
Oh, what a picture.
There we go. Lovely Jim Leighton there. Wearing that kit. Screams, I get that sort of numbering screams 90s to me. I remember Manchester United's in a similar time around the 99 was a similar name set and numbering. We'll kick off for you, Sean. Your idea to do these keeper kits. You put this 8th on your list. So give us the rundown on firstly why you chose this one in your list and why you put it
8th. I think I wanted to keep the England-Scotland rivalry going in the list. I know they're not really our rivals, but geographically and politically, whatever. I think it was almost level with England's actually, but I definitely don't think it's the worst. I mean,
the list doesn't lie. The list doesn't lie.
It's like, it looks a bit leatherish, doesn't it, on this picture? Like black leather.
It does, yeah.
I didn't notice that on the smaller pic. It's classic Umbro template, but I like it. I like the colours.
Okay, James, we'll go to you next. You had this 9th in your list, yeah. So one place lower than Sean. Give us your overriding thoughts, pal.
Yeah, it's not a terrible kit. There's not too much going on, and I think this World Cup. I mean, we'll see later on in the list. This World Cup for goalkeeper kits, if it's noise that you want on shirts, then this is the tournament for it. And this one for me, we'll come on to where I ranked others, but there was only one below it that again was Umbro and was just a meh sort of kit. Nothing too much going on with it. But yeah, in terms of I want a bit more going on, especially for the goalkeeper kit. You think of goalkeepers as sort of the crazy character on the football pitch, and yeah, this is just a bit. It's just a bit of middle of the road, and that's why I scored it quite low, really.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fair. Tom, we'll come to you next, mate. You had it highest out of all of us. I think you had it only one place higher than Sean, and I think Josh in 7th. So, was it a bit middle of the road for you as well, and a bit meh?
Yeah, it's not anything particularly exciting, I don't think. The colours don't wow me, especially for a 90s shirt. I like a central badge and a central number. That's very 90s. Everything central. I like that, but yeah, just way better shirts. So it had to go there on my list.
Fair enough, mate. John, like me, you had it dead last in your list.
Yeah.
Tell everyone why it's the worst here, mate.
I just think it's awful altogether, and this isn't a anti-Scotland thing. It's for me. There's a few things there. The colour's awful. The colour combination, that sort of like light red and weird burgundy sort of colour, but that collar as well. It's that sort of pointy V-neck thing going on. It's not 90s, and I think if you think of, for me, the 90s was peak time for goalkeeper kits. And a lot of the top ones were Umbro. Think of the Man United kits, the Lazio, the Inter Milan, the England from '96 goalkeeper shirts. So the fact that Umbro produced this is a massive disappointment. Really poor. It just looks lazy. It's just like thrown together lazy, I'd say.
Yeah, it's very forgettable. You could probably put any badge on that, and it would just be any sort of standard. I could see like Nottingham Forest having this as an away goalkeeper shirt or something like that.
So also, why Nottingham Forest? I
don't know. I could just imagine Nottingham Forest in the 90s having that shirt. But you talk about the two colours. It almost looks like the darker part just looks like he's been dipped in water or grease or something. That it looks really sort of odd, the colour. it's just really forgettable and not very nice. We'll finish off with you then, Josh. I think, like I say, you had it 8th as well. Let us know your thoughts on it, mate, please.
Yeah, a lot of things have already been said. I'm looking at a close-up actually of it because it doesn't really sort of do it justice on that photograph, but it's polka dot going into polka dash, and it kind of when we're saying a lot hasn't been sort of gone into it. Yeah, I would have said that at first, but now looking at it, it looks like that's quite a lot of thought gone into it. I mean, there must be a reason why that is. When you watch a film and then you watch it again and again and again, and you pick up stuff you never saw before. Well, since looking at this, I can see more and more things. Like the neck and collar line looks very Vampirian, like a sort of like Count Dracula would have. I'm getting a bit of that. I'm getting gun holsters on the arms right there. Can you see what I'm saying? Yeah, a bit like Hitman, Agent 47. It's all right. It's just not very sort of Scottish either. I would have liked that to have been sort of like tartan, that would have made a bit more sense. It just seems like what James said, a bit meh.
Yeah. Jim Layton is anything but a vampire in that picture as well, isn't he? But,
I was going to say, it's come dead last, so it's obviously very toothless.
You know what I mean? Nice hand in hand right there.
So, there we go. Number 10 on our list is the Scotland kit from France 98. Only getting a mere 14 points, so not doing too well. So we'll move on and we'll get out of this one. We'll move on to number 9 in the list. Only 1 point better off than the Scotland shirt. And it's the man who likes to let French players score against him. It is Fabien Barthez in his France 98 goalkeeper shirt. Couldn't find a proper picture of this kit. As hard as I tried, it doesn't seem to be on sale. The only ones, I think I sent the wrong one to you, James, at first, but that was the shirt after this because it had the star on top of the cockerel. So best picture I could probably get of it. The back is probably a little bit better. Maybe should have got one at the back with the sort of stripes on it. But yeah, France 98, the France shirt worn by Barthez as they won the tournament. We will start off this one with the person. Well, we all pretty much scored it pretty much the same, I'm going to say. So, John, you had it in 9th, same as me. Same as Sean and Josh. Why is this probably not one of the best French goalkeeper shirts you've seen?
Just a black T-shirt, isn't it? What more can you say about it? I think, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for the fact that it was, Barthez makes it look good. And I do like short sleeve goalkeeper shirts. And I think if it wasn't for the fact it was France, they won the tournament, it's Barthez, I think I would have been scoring it even lower. There's just nothing to write home about it all, is there? About that, I'm afraid. Absolutely. What else can you say?
Not much. Tom, have you got any overriding thoughts? Just echo kind of what?
Yeah, no, not really. Yeah, it's about as basic as you can get, really, isn't it? So, no, I don't really have a lot to say about it, and I ranked it quite low. So,
yeah, something I would probably Josh would pick up on is the fact it does have the 3 stripes going all along it, which I remember happened a lot in the sort of 90s with Adidas kits. As well as the shorts remind me of those. Remember the popper pants you had in the 90s?
Yes.
That's what they remind me of as well.
I was born in 2002, so I don't.
Then you wouldn't have a clue what we're talking about.
Nope.
Popper has a different connotation these days.
Well, you said it, not me. We'll move on to you then, James, since you packed up. You had it 9th as well, or 8th, sorry.
8th, yeah.
Well, tell us why.
I'll come on to an interesting fact about. Well, not interesting facts. It's just a really dull thing I've noticed. But Barthez, I prefer a long sleeve on a goalkeeper, but Barthez is quite iconic to wear the short sleeve. I like the Adidas sort of central there. It's almost, I think that was very much on trend at that within that era.
Yeah.
But yeah, like everyone else is saying, there's not that much more to it. I mean, I guess Josh might have more to say if he's really zoomed in on it or looked into the backstory of it, which I'm too lazy to do. But yeah, that's again, as I mentioned before, there's so many more interesting kits in terms of designs that you'll see later on in the list that that scored quite lowly for me. The one thing I was going to say, because I do occasionally play five-a-side football, when I ever do go in net, I've noticed that I try and like pull my shorts into my thighs a little bit like Barthez used to do. I don't know why. I don't know if that's just something I've watched him do it. But yeah, so when I saw Barthez, I was like, oh, I do that weird thing that he does.
Do you also go kissing men on the head as well at the same time?
No, they kiss me on the head. That's,
of course, yeah. Fair enough. Josh, you had it 9th as well.
Yeah.
Anything you admire about it? Was it right in terms of the little Adidas stripes, or?
I mean, I think all of the actual shirts that have been selected now, none of them are like bad. Like they're not awful. It's just there are better ones in the list. Where we've had like sort of compilations of shirts before, where they've been, there have been some absolute stinkers. There aren't here. I don't think anyway. But it just looks a bit like a referee top.
Yeah.
It's just not very sort of goalkeeper like. You're meant to sort of like put off, a striker when they're through on goal, and to me that's not really going to do much. I don't think. I do think it's a cool top. I do quite like black shirts, but as a goalkeeper shirt, not overly keen. I know he's part of like an elite club of keepers that wore sort of short sleeve. You got Casillas, Buffon as well, wasn't there? And I think that works for him. He pulls it off well. And whenever I think of short sleeve goalie tops, I think of Fabian. Yeah, it doesn't really do much for me. Just like you said, it's black tea in it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Chris Kirkland's part of that group as well, short sleeve.
Oh yeah, Chrissy Kirky boy.
He used to cut them off. Apparently, he used to cut them.
Yeah. No, he's yeah. Didn't he get into altercation at Wednesday when that Leeds fan came on and gave him a bit of a scene too? I'm sure he did, didn't he? Is that Chris Kirkland? He got a lamp. I'm sure he did. No.
Not too sure.
I have to look into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the sort of thing Sean would definitely know.
No, I'm surprised he's not choked up there.
I'm sure.
Don't know it. I might have to go on mute a few times. I've got the dog barking.
Probably have better insight than you.
He's settled now.
Okay. Coming to you then last. Would you wear it on a night out, Sean? Out of 10.
This is definitely a night out shirt, to be honest. Not playable goalkeeper shirt. I think I put it in there because Barthez and me won. So I've got to really, Anna.
Okay.
But yeah, it's nothing special. But I would wear it on a night out. 8.5.
Well, there we go. That's all we need to know. So yeah, 9th on our list with 15 points is the France goalkeeper shirt, modelled by Fabien. I'll let French players in the Premier League score against me. Barthez. Moving on to number 8 is the Nigeria shirt, goalkeeper shirt, the yellow one. And that scored 18 points in the list by everyone. James, I'm going to have to start with you because you had this second in your list, which shocked me. Can you tell us why?
I don't know why it shocked you. I really like it. I like the cuffs. I like the neckline, the collar. It's very similar to the Brazil sort of outfield kit, if you like. So it's in that style. So yeah, I really like it. I think it's a really nice kit. It's quite understated, not too much going on with it, but I do like the color. But just in terms of a design, that's why it scored so highly. I know. I'm almost contradicting myself saying, "Oh, the others are quite plain and quite dull," but I just really like that, and it's really 90s, isn't it? With it, just the way it is all set up with Nike. So that's why that got second for me. I'm yet to see a really poor Nigerian shirt in all these episodes we've done.
Yeah, they don't really do bad kits. Saying that, this one, 3 people did put it 10th, dead last, in their respective lists. Tom, you were one of those people.
Yeah.
Tell us why you think James is absolutely talking out of his backside, please, mate.
Well, when you originally sent me this picture, I'm not joking. I thought it was a training shirt, like a training top, because I don't know. It's really bland in my opinion, and I didn't immediately think that yellow and it's sort of like a darkish green really was very Nigerian. I don't know if that's a, good. I typically think of like green.
Green,
outfield
white.
socks on there with that, even better.
But I don't know. To me, it's just quite bland, if I'm being honest. I don't really have much else to say about it. I've ranked most of the sort of non-pattern shirts quite lowly. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say about it.
Yeah, no, it does scream template to me. It does seem like, there's not much thought put into it, and it's just a typical one that you'd find in Sports Direct you'd use for your five-a-side team. Or it reminds me of a school kit for some reason. Like
it does actually.
Yeah, very, very much so. Josh, you had it 10th as well in your list.
Yeah, just the worst of the bunch. Just looks like a team wear shirt, sort of thing that you'd expect someone to rock up to in sort of, I don't know, six-a-side, something like that. They've all grouped together to buy a kit, and that's what they've got. I was like to say, if you were to tell me what nation that was as well from afar, I just wouldn't know. It's sort of very undefined. There's no real redeeming features on there as to say, they're not really celebrating anything to do with, heritage and culture of Nigeria, which is very much what they're doing now. You could make any one of like Nigeria's sort of home shirts of late very much a goalkeeper shirt. But this one is just very bland, very dull. It's kind of like, right, we need a top. What should we get? Yeah, that yellow one, that looks all right. Let's play in that. That's how it seems to me.
Yeah, like a rush goalie kind of thing.
That's
He's
exactly
got the home socks on, Which, James, I know you mentioned it, but it wasn't very 90s thing that. I think even Peter Schmeichel used to do it for United and stuff like that. It was very sort of on brand that for the 90s goalies wearing.
I think the only thing Nigeria did wrong in that tournament was give Kanu number 4, but I can't see anything wrong with his top, guys. I really can't.
Well, you think you're outnumbered, John. Again, you wasn't rating it. I think, did you put it 7th in your list?
I did put it 7th, but I was debating with scoring it higher. I like it. I do actually quite like it. It is quite classy. I think in that picture there, what I like is I like a crew neck 30 shirt. And I think Nike did that really well in the late 90s, like with this Brazil shirt and various templates they had. But just looking at there, that looks like that could come from like the 80s, the 70s. I think it's got quite a classic design about it. Yeah, it's not very Nigerian at all. Not what you'd expect from Nigeria.
Yeah.
But, on its own, I think it's all right. So, yeah, I was debating it higher, but there was just all the others were just better, basically. So.
I love on this. Yeah, it's good, but others are better. That's pretty much how it is. Sean, we'll finish off you. Would you wear it on a night out?
No, I wouldn't. It's very like front of a Sports Direct or M&M catalogue model wearing it, like worn by one of those people who've never put a pair of keeper gloves on in their life. Have me and Josh gone 3 for 3?
Let me double check.
I think we have.
You have, yeah? Yeah, you have, yeah.
It's syncing up even more now, Josh. I'd be really concerned.
And he was in Manchester. Something's going on.
I know.
Your hair's going blonde as well.
They've been helping each other out with the homework, I think.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
No cheating, please.
I've been copying my own work.
So just a quick comment here. So shout out to the Team of Our Lives podcast. Thanks for listening. Apparently, if Bruce Lee had a goalkeeper kit, it would be that. That's
a fantastic shout.
That is a good shout. That is a good shout. Very Enter the Dragon. That one.
I'd say Kill Bill.
Yeah, Kill Bill as well. Matching joggers and all. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So coming in 8th in our list is the Nigeria shirt with 18 points. Moving on to number 7, and this jumped up a little bit in terms of score. It got a total of 26 points, and it is the England shirt. There was actually 2. I had to actually clarify which one Sean meant, because there is actually another one that looks a lot like the Scotland shirt, but is in like a sort of yellowy orange colour. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So I'm glad he picked this one because it's the better of the two.
I picked this one because when you see that goalie kit, when Seaman wears it, he wears the same colour shorts and socks. That's what in my head I imagined it, and it looks horrible. But this, as the full kit, looks a lot better.
Yeah, I can see the top of the shorts there. On
And
that
the kit looks safe as well, like Seaman. He's like safe. He's a copper. He's a goalkeeper. You know what I mean?
When you stopped yourself, I thought you were going to say the kit looks sexy. Then for 1 second, that's what I thought you was going to say. I'm glad you didn't.
No, not even attached does that.
So it's safe unless he's going to get lobbed from about 45 yards out from Ronaldinho.
That was 4 years later.
Oh, right, okay. That's all right then. So, yeah, it is the England shirt, 26 points. We'll start off with Josh. He had it highest in his list, ranked at 4th. So give us the reason why you like it so much, Josh, please.
Yeah, it's iconic. It's got that sort of like neck brace there, which is being held up very nicely by Big Dave. I know I like it. It's been a lot of thought gone into it. Obviously, the red and white St George's flag is all sort of added into there, which is a nice design touch. Obviously, Umbro being a British brand as well, you can tell that they probably spent a bit more time designing this top. I do quite enjoy the sort of subtle stripes that go into it and across the arms as well, and the paneling. You can tell very much that this is kind of probably sewn from the same sort of shirt as the Scottish one, maybe with a paneling there. But the actual design itself just looks a lot more tailored to England. I'd say out of all of the shirts here, I'd say that was one of the ones which sort of, you kind of know that that's probably going to be an English sort of shirt.
Yeah, absolutely, Bob. One thing I like about these 90s goalkeeper shirt, I don't know if it's on purpose by Umbro, but it kind of looks like the
double diamonds.
Padding looks like the double diamonds, which I always really rated about them.
That's what I mean. Little touches like that, celebrating it. I think it's a grand top. I really do. And like I said, when you see it as a full kit as well, you appreciate it even more. A lot of these like tops, a lot of people say they are better as a full kit, and they're like, well, we're just rating a shirt. But yeah, you sometimes have to take your shorts and socks into consideration for it all to work. And like that shirt, that's the photograph you showed beforehand, it just made it look even better.
Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. James, you had it dead last in your list. Why is Josh wrong?
I just don't like it. If I think about that tournament, and we mentioned how it was a really good tournament and stuff. I do remember it, but it's not like one that I think, oh my God, that's an amazing kit. In terms of ranking them as well, I don't know what everyone else's thought process is, but it's like, would I want to own that? And it's like, probably not. We do love an elbow pad, and I don't think they do them enough these days in keeper kits. But I don't like it. It looks clunky. It looks chunky. Sean mentioned how David Seaman made him feel safe and almost like seeing a policeman or whatever he said. But for me, I just don't know how mobile he'd be in that, especially on a wet night. It looks like a duvet.
Would be heavy.
And that, I take on board what Josh is saying. Perhaps a lot more thought has gone into it than I think, but I'm not even a particular big fan of the design either. So, for me, out of those kits, dead last.
Okay, yeah, no, fair enough. John, it was a kit that you ranked 8th on your list. You echo the thoughts made by the guys.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to score it higher, and there's a few things that I do love about it. I like how it complements the outfield kit with the stripes down the side there.
Yeah.
And I like that high neck as well. I think that's proper 90s. There's just one thing about this kit that really, really bugs me, and that's those forearms, the red and white blocks. They just look completely out of place. And I think, for me, if that had just been a solid blue, navy blue, I think that kit jumps right up into my top 3. But that, for some reason, it just looks so out of place, and they've realised it's not a particularly interesting kit, and let's just chuck something else on there. Oh yeah, chuck some different coloured forearms. That'll do it. Plus, this shirt obviously brings back painful memories for a 17-year-old me. Yeah, best forgotten, really.
Yeah, I think a lot of England fans echo those thoughts, definitely. Sean, I know you mentioned a little bit, but I'll get your quick thoughts. Would this safely see you through a night out?
Maybe a top over a shirt if it was a cold night. But I actually had this one. It was really comfy to play in. I think that's why I'm a little bit biased as well.
Okay.
I actually like the flanking stripes as well down the sides.
Awesome. And finishing off with you, Tom. What are your thoughts on this? I think you put it is was it 5th in your list?
Yeah, fair.
So middle of the road.
I'm actually quite the opposite to John. I actually quite like the sleeves, the way it sort of ends off with the same pattern that's going down the sides. And a centered badge for me always gets bonus points. I love a centered badge, and I really like the neckline as well. I actually really like the shirt overall. I might even have put it higher if I had another think about it. It's an England shirt that also gets points from me. And yes, you mentioned the padding on the side with the umbra. I really like that. I quite like the shirt actually. So
there we go. Number 7 in our list with 26 points is the England kit from France 98. Moving on up the list, and we get to number 6, which was a top that scored 31 points, worn by a famous cartwheeling goalkeeper, is the Denmark shirt made by Hummel from France 98. Great kit overall, I think. I placed this 6 in my list, which I think I scored it low just because I'm not a fan of Peter Schmeichel for some varying reasons. I seem to hold a grudge, which is why I mentioned the cartwheeling. So we'll start with you, John, on this one. And you've had this, same as me, 6 on your list. Give us your thoughts overall on the Denmark shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I love Hummel. They barely put a foot wrong ever. I think this is classic Hummel. You know, I love the chevrons down the side, always do. The collar looks great. I like the color combination, but it's just a little bit too try hard for me in terms of that pattern on the middle there. It's just a little bit, I don't know. I don't really know what it's meant to be. Quite like it, and I get it. You know, it's got that 90s sort of keeper vibe, but it's definitely not the best execution of that. I think if you're going to go Larry 90s, go all in and go absolutely crackers with it. So yeah, it's a little bit. Plus the arms, solid black arms with that pattern through the middle. A little bit of a mishmash for me that. So yeah, it's nice enough. I do quite like it, but just a little bit of a confused one, really, I'd say.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely got that weird sort of 90s graphic effects that you'd see in a lot of sort of films and videos. It's quite odd. It all looks like melted plasticine or something. Very strange. James and Josh, you both had it. I think it was. Did you have it 5th in your list? A pair of you. So we'll start with you, Josh. What are your thoughts on this one?
But it's certainly a wild shirt, and I think that sort of better emphasises my point about shirts which goalkeepers are wearing need to put players off, and I think that's very much going to put absolutely everyone off. I don't quite know what the actual graphic is. You know, I've been looking into it, and I can't find it for love nor money. It's got, like you say, it's got that sort of rubberized, sort of melted look on it. Does it add more grip to it? I don't think so. Maybe that's what it's meant to emphasize, the fact that anything that's going to be hit is going to stick. Obviously it's not, but I'm just wondering whether or not that's got any sort of reasoning behind it. It's difficult as well because shirts from around about this time, you know, it's very hard to find sort of design inspiration as to what went behind that shirt. Obviously a lot of thought has gone into it. I just don't know what it is. It's not really sort of anything Danish. It's just more wild, but you know, Hummel and Denmark go very well together. And yeah, I must admit I hadn't seen this one until you sent me it. So every day's a school day, and I love seeing new shirts, but I'd love to know a little bit more as to what that's about.
Yeah, no, again, it's not something that sprung to my mind when obviously Sean told me which one it was that you wanted. But moving on to you, James, you had it 5th as well.
Yeah, just to reach out, obviously people talking about the graphic. It looks like a PlayStation 1 game, like a loading screen or something.
That's it. Yeah,
it's got that vibe, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, SmackDown looks a bit like SmackDown.
But then, similar to what John said, really, it's almost like a mishmash of shirts, isn't it? That collar looks like it could be on like a Fred Perry sort of shirt or something, and the sleeves as well looks like it could be on a jumper that perhaps Sean would wear on a night out. It's just that middle bit that's super, super loud. Again, it's similar to the Nigeria shirt. It's got sort of the cuffed sleeves. I really like it. It doesn't. If you show the image of Schmeichel again, if you don't mind, Aaron, because it doesn't look as poppy and as brazen in the flesh, so to speak, which probably would have made me consider maybe scoring it a little bit higher because it's not as in your face and as sort of the word is I'm looking for. It just looks a bit much, doesn't it, on this actual image of it here, on the stock image. But I do like the collar on it and stuff. It's a shame, really, if they'd have almost done less with that. Would it have been seen as more of a classic shirt now and been more memorable to us all? I don't know, but yeah. Again, there's much better shirts coming up, and that's why I got it 5th, as you say.
Yeah, some good points, and I'm glad you got that PlayStation reference there because that's exactly what was springing to my mind. Tom, you had it 4th on your list, a little bit higher than Josh and James. I'm guessing you're a fan then, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Hummel shirts, and I really like this one as well. I will say it does look a bit like an amateur league or like non-league teams goalkeeper kit from the 90s, just because of how insane the design is, and you see those pop up every now and again. But no, I actually really like it. I think the pattern's so crazy that it actually almost works, strangely enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really like the sleeves, and the neckline looks really nice as well. And I think that overall the colours actually aren't that bad together. I don't mind the sort of bluish and then black and white. I think it goes pretty well together.
Awesome. Again, some great points. Sean, finishing off with you. You had it 2nd in your list, so clearly one that stood out for you and you're a fan of. Yeah, just let us know.
As a goalkeeper, my favourite brand is Hummel and Roosh, who makes the gloves. Yeah. And Schmeichel is my favourite ever goalkeeper.
Because you're a United fan.
No, the collar's amazing, and I think this could be a goalkeeper kit in the 90s all the way up to now. I think like Denmark have done kits like that. Remember like when Bristol City had Denmark's 92 kit as their kit? They could do that now, and it'd look brilliant. It looks. Do you remember Gladiators?
Yeah.
Do you remember inside? Remember the little hamster cages, the atmosphere? If you were inside that, that's what the view would be out as. Do you know what I mean? If you imagine you're inside, that's your view. That little mesh. That I think it's so pretty.
That's the design. That's what it's about. That's what it was.
Yeah. They got in touch with Warrior, and he was like, "Let me put you straight. Wear this." And I just think, the colours, it's very like laser questy, modern, good for the time as well. I think. And it's Hummel and Schmeichel on it.
Night out rating?
8.
Okay. Great. So there we go. Denmark's shirt from France 98. 6th in our list with 31 points. We're doing okay. Not a bad score. Getting to middle of the pack now. So 5th on our list. All the England fans probably going to feel a little bit aggrieved about this one. May bring back some sort of PTSD. It is the Argentina shirt from this tournament. Great shirt. Love the 3 stripes on there. In the Argentinian colours. We will start off with Tom. Let's kick it off with you, mate. What are your thoughts on this one? You had this 6 on your list. So give us a rundown on your opinion, mate, please.
I think it's all right. I think it's a lot of the same thing with the France goalkeeper shirt. Is that is mostly just black and white. I do like the stripes going across the middle of it. I do actually really like that. And again, centered badge, so that always gets positive points from me. Yeah, I just think it looks like a slightly better version of the France shirt, so that's why it scored slightly higher from me.
Okay, yeah, fair enough, mate. Scoring it highest on the list this time was John. He had it second overall, which is funny considering he's an England fan. I think it might not have scored so high. So, yeah, tell us why it's such a great kit for you, John, please.
Yeah, it only took me 24 years to get over it, but I finally got over it. For me, it's just I really like a goalkeeper kit that complements the outfield kit, which this one does for me, but in a less obvious way. Like you say, you've got the horizontal stripes there in the Argentina colours, which, and I agree with Tom, I love a centralised badge as well in that. I love how those stripes across the middle also complement the badge. If you look at the top of the Argentina crest, it's got that blue and white stripe across there as well. I think that just goes together really, really nicely. And it just anything Adidas did in the 90s is great for me. I absolutely love 90s Adidas. And yeah, despite how the penalty shootout turned out, and I couldn't even look at this for many years. When you actually look at it now, it's plain and it's simple, but I think it's just done in a very sort of classy way. Yeah, and it's got a collar as well. I like a collar on a goalkeeper shirt.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely great. Josh, you had it 6 on your list as well, same as Tom. Yeah, give us your thoughts on it, please, pal.
Yeah, very much sort of like just trademark sort of goalkeeper shirt in it of that era. I like it, and like you just mentioned there, the uniformity. There we go. Yeah, of the actual keeper top with the outfield top as well. Really nice, and the fact that it's the Argentinian flag across there. I like subtle touches such as that. Again, yeah, it's a lot has already been said. The similarities between this and the France shirt are glaring. Obviously, this looks more Argentinian for those obvious reasons. Yeah, just a solid goalkeeper shirt. No frills, nothing else behind it other than, it is it's an Argentinian goalkeeper shirt because of the reason as the flag's right in there. There's nothing else really to say about it.
You think France could have maybe done the same with their shirt? It might have made it pop if it had the sort of red, white, and blue on there as well. But
that's what I mean. Yeah, maybe that's coming in one of Adidas's future sort of templates. You never know.
You never know. James and Sean, you both had it 7th on your list. Start with you, Sean.
Yeah, the Argentinian flag does bits for me. I don't like the crest in the middle. That low down, almost by the navel.
It's too low down, isn't it?
The collar. Well, the collar on the just the shirt picture, too big, massive. It is. Go back to it. Yeah, then it just
quite wide, isn't it?
Marks it down a lot. I imagine it being wet as well. And
okay,
yeah, it's just quite basic. It's better than France's and Nigeria's, but I wouldn't put it any higher than 7th. Did you say
7th? You put it, yeah.
7th, yeah.
I think you talk about the badge, but I think obviously they've gone for that, so it's centralised on the white stripe as well. So that's probably why it's so low down. But
it doesn't work. So
that's fine. I didn't design it. It's okay. I'm not offended. It's all right. And yeah, finish off with you then, James. You had it 7th as well. Do you echo what Sean's sort of saying?
Yeah, it's too low down. It shouldn't be on the navel, the badge, should it? It just looks too low down for me. And then I'm not against the kit number being sort of where it is, but there's just not enough going on sort of higher up on that. So yeah, for me, did you say 7th? Yeah,
7th. Yeah.
No, and obviously we talked about how England obviously exited the tournament, so not too many positive memories of this kit, unfortunately. But yeah, not a fan of the badge really for me. It's just far too low down on the jersey itself, which is why it scored quite low for me.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Quick, Sean, night out rating?
Actually, That's pulling material, isn't it? I think.
What if the ladies don't like the collar, Sean, like you?
I know.
I'd give that 8.5.
Oh, okay. Fair enough then. So fifth on our list.
I chucked these out to Lucy. She put this in number 1.
Well,
and Scotland number 2.
Yeah,
she's got poor taste, Sean. That's why she's with you.
Well, exactly. Get back on Tinder. Fifth in the list, 33 points is the Argentina shirt. Moving on. I don't know if John or me may be happy. Probably won't be. In fourth with 37 points is the Brazil goalkeeper shirt by Nike, worn by Taffarel. Yeah, so that came with 37 points in our list. I had it second, put it highest, going off from all 6 of us. Second after that was James. I had it in third. So yeah, give us your thoughts on this shirt, then, mate.
Yeah, I like it. Again, we mentioned Barthez in a short sleeve. I quite liked this kit as a short sleeve kit as well. So, I mean, guys, you've missed the mark because it's not that different to the Nigeria kit. Albeit, I think for me it's very similar stylings. It's quite understated, just with the Nike on one side, the badge on the other, and then you've got sort of down the sleeves there. You've got the lines. So I really like it. Again, fan of that cuff and the collar. I think John's mentioned on previous kits that have come up. Just I really like that cut. So yeah, that's why it scored highly for me.
Yeah, it just looks like the opposite, that's the negative version of the Brazil home shirt, which is why I think it works so well going against the yellow home shirt. Tom, clearly not a fan. You had it 9th in your list. Tell us why, mate.
I just think it's really basic. I scored the Nigeria one 10th, I believe. So I'm a fan of colours. So as many colours as possible on a shirt, and this is quite bland. There's no crazy pattern. I can appreciate a short sleeve goalkeeper shirt, but I personally prefer a long sleeve. It's just not very colourful. I do like the fact that it is the inverse, obviously, of the outfield kit. But yeah, not much better than the Nigeria shirt for me personally.
Yeah, no problem. John, you had it 4th, I believe, in your list. Tell Tom why he's wrong, please.
He's wrong. Not when he's wearing that Eintracht Frankfurt. No, I mean, I was really debating putting it higher. Obviously, like I said before, it's an iconic design from that World Cup. He doesn't look great in it there, though, does he?
No.
Looks like Moby.
Just gone down to like 9th now with him wearing that collar.
I think I gave him some change today.
It's again, like I said before a couple of times, I love a keeper kit that complements the outfield kit, and obviously it does a perfect job of that. As we say, it's just the complete opposite of the outfield shirt. Just really classy. Yeah, I really like it. And it could easily have been my number 1 had it not been for the stiff competition that it was facing in '98. So, yeah,
I agree. Like I say, second on my list would have been first had it not been for, I say, some of the shirts that we're going to see a little later on. Josh, you had it in 7th, mate. How come?
Yeah, just it's very basic again. I've seen it like that now. I didn't actually know that the collar was that thick. Really does quite jarring, isn't it? It's where your eyes go straight to. It was complimentary again of the outfield kits. A lot of shirts in that tournament did have complimentary goalkeeper shirts, which is quite nice. In fact, quite a few. This one, I like the fact that I'm guessing it's paying homage slightly to the Brazilian flag in terms of the green there and the yellow. There's not a lot to say about it, is there? I mean, also, again, when I was talking to you earlier about the whole ensemble of the shorts and the socks, black shorts with that?
Black shorts, yeah. They had.
Yeah, it seems a bit odd. I mean, I've probably gone full green or yellow. No, yellow shorts would have been insane. It's all right. there's nothing really much to say about it or anything. Very similar to the Nigeria shirt we discussed. I think that pinstripe just at the top there just sort of does enough to sort of put it differently to you. That, but yeah, not much to say about it, I'm afraid, that one.
Yep, no worries at all. James, have you been? Yeah, thought so. Finish off with you then, Sean, just quickly. Night out rating?
4.
4.
Yeah, although the colour's different there, though.
I think you can get into a lot of places with that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you probably
a lot
would.
of places.
Yeah.
Looks like the Australian cricket kit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit.
It does.
Walkabout. Yeah, you're in.
Yeah, walkabout.
So there we go. All the way down under 4th on our list. 37 points is the Brazil shirt. We'll move on quickly to number 3, and one that Sean sent me wrong at first. It was Chile that he sent me when he actually meant this one. It is with 47 points. It's the Paraguay shirt from this tournament. For me, an absolute great Reebok template. I think I remember Liverpool having similar templates around this time for goalkeeper shirts. But yeah, Paraguay, their home shirt from this tournament. And we will start with you, Tom. You ranked this quite high, 2nd on your list. Yeah, let us know why you liked it so much.
I believe Argentina had a similar goalkeeper shirt to this, using, I think, the same template, and it was sort of in an orange. And I vividly remember that being one of the first football shirts I believe I ever saw. I'm not even joking when I say that. I just really liked the look of that shirt, and then obviously I found out that Paraguay used it. Central badge for me always gets positive points. It's just a very recognizable shirt for me. Long sleeves, always like long sleeves. Yeah, I think the pattern just works really well, and I'm a big fan of Reebok shirts, so this one ticks all the boxes for me. But it's only beaten out by one other shirt. So
no, that's absolutely fair enough. Just need to interrupt, Sean. We've got someone on. So Lucy's been in touch. She needs to defend my choices. It was 6 a.m. and I was half asleep, and some of my pictures were different. Also, can't get on board with a short sleeve goalkeeper kit. So Lucy's been on there, mate, and she's basically telling you how it is.
So I won't be wearing a short sleeve keeper top when I'm on my night out with her then.
Good.
Don't want to lose her.
Not again.
She's got good Wi-Fi, so I normally cut out when I'm doing this, but I'm using it.
That's all you want, the good Wi-Fi. We'll stick with you then, Sean. You had it 3rd in your list after you got the right country. And tell us why you like it so much.
Again, do you know, like it was 6 a.m. I got Chilever and Chile. I like all mixed up. I was on my way to work. I like the neon and the black. That works for me. And also, it looks like I've not done my research, Josh. Maybe you could help me, but I like the little South American sort of roll to the Azteca, Inca sort of rising sun mask sort of thing on the side. I just think it's a pretty kit.
Cool.
And Chilever wore it.
That's true. That's true. If legends wearing kits make them all the better. John, you had it 1st in your list, mate. So you clearly really big fan of this.
Yeah, absolutely love it. I think this is 90s goalkeeper perfection. It's got all the stuff that you want. You've got the centralized badge. It's Reebok, the high collar, the high crew neck there as well. And that, I agree, that sort of black and neon combination is beautiful. And it just looks like it's been really well thought out in terms of that pattern. I said before with the England forearms where it just looked like they chucked something on there just to make it a bit more interesting. With this, that looks really well thought out. It's like the continuation of the pattern from the side across to the forearms there. I think if you've got any striker bearing down on Chilivert there when he's wearing that, I mean, look at that. Amazing. Even better in that picture. That's going to put off any striker, isn't it?
He's gone long sleeve, but he's pulled them up. That's his business.
Yeah, absolutely. He's about to bang away a free kick there, isn't he? I reckon. So.
Yeah, definitely. He's just telling the wall to move over. James, you scored it lowest, or out of the 6 of us, you had it 6th on your list. What's your issue?
You know what? I don't mind it. I just there was better kits on there. I do like a Reebok kit. It is sort of in the same ilk as sort of Liverpool around that time. I was going to call it turtleneck as well, which I quite like on a goalkeeper top as well. But no, it does look better when Chilaver's wearing it there. But yeah, I just think there was better ones on my list. I can't really say more than that, to be honest. The design, I kind of get, referencing what Sean mentioned, sort of keeping up with like the sort of traditions and the heritage of the kit and the nationality. But yeah, I think there's better ones there, personally.
No, valid points. And Josh, 3rd in your list. Let us know why, mate.
Yeah, I just think it's a 101 goalkeeper shirt, isn't it? Wild, crazy. Like I said, I always got told, like, you know, a goalkeeper shirt should be something that is meant to put off strikers. You know, I think that's going to do that. You know, you might even get a striker coming up from just saying that's really well designed, fantastic. You know,
swap at the end.
Absolutely. No, Reebok, I'd love to see them back, you know, in some form, because they really did go to town on designs. And this one is sort of like homage to that. I was looking at the I think it's either the away version of it as well. It's like mirrored, but blue and like orange. So that's got a nice little sort of uniformity to it. But yeah, I think it's just a very, very solid put piece of kit. And actually, I didn't realise until you showed that picture of Chilavert how bright that yellow was. It looked quite dull in the one beforehand, which makes it even better. Proper neon, isn't it? I think it's all done well. It's got a bit of like an NHL feel about it. Sort of really quite sort of put together. Like maybe something to do with the high neckline. But yeah, no, apart from that, it's just a solid shirt. I think it's well worthy of its 3rd place status.
Yeah, absolutely. It reminds me of sort of the remember when Chelsea went through a period, didn't they, of having really bright kits, and it was for that reason of it puts off strikers. So it definitely reminds me of the kits that Petr Cech was wearing. We'll finish off with you then, Sean, in just giving it your night out rating, please.
Right, it's good on a goalkeeper, but not on a night out. You'd be mistaken for a bouncer, wouldn't you?
You would if you look like him.
Yeah, road work. Maybe you worked on the roads or something. Yeah. Maybe.
He looks like the fella out of Breaking Bad, doesn't he?
Yes. It's the brothers, isn't it?
Yeah, the Tuco, is it?
That's it. Oh, yeah, Tuco. Yeah.
Tuco Salamanca.
So your night out rating, then?
0. You'd be getting paid if you wore that. Chucking lads and lasses out.
So there we go then. Not to be worn on a night out, but definitely one to be worn in a tournament, as Chilavert was wearing here. It's a Paraguay goalkeeper shirt from France 98, scoring 47 points and coming 3rd in our list. So moving on. 2nd in the list, and probably one of the most famous, I'd say it's a template, but one of the most famous designs from this tournament. Strange that it's going to be a goalkeeper kit. I was really shocked when I found out it was worn by the goalkeeper. With 50 points, coming 2nd, it's the Mexico away shirt. Now, I know you're going to be thinking, what? The Mexico away shirt? How was that worn in the tournament? Just so you know, we're not lying. Campos 100% wore it in the tournament. The madman that he is. So, yeah, that came 2nd on the list with total, like I say, of 50 points.
What are those gloves? Looks like he's doing gardening.
That'll be fair after I put this patio down.
Oh, yeah, they don't look great. Then I think the Nike as well. They're not great, are they?
He's just rearranging his wall.
Messing around with his hose.
His Jose's.
Jose's. Yeah. Josh, you had it number 1 on the list. Let us know why, please, mate.
just glorious. Abba Sport make this Mexican brand. I really like it when like a brand from the country get responsibility for it. You feel like they're putting more effort in, and it's almost like they're celebrating it. And very much here, it's got like a Aztec style stone. I think it's like it's almost like a statue. It's the face from that. It's like a sundial. There we are with his tongue out, spanning the whole shirt. The home shirt was one of my favourites from that tournament, and probably one of my most favourite international shirts. It's just so wild, so garish, but it's Mexican, and a lot of these shirts I've seen you show us today just haven't actually celebrated the country that they're from. Whereas this one, I mean, you could send it to anyone and they could have at least a guess. And I think that's what makes a good football shirt. The fact that it's being designed with those sort of hallmarks. I just love it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I love the collar. I love the sleeves. I think the fact that, they want to wear that as well as a goalkeeper shirt shows you how strong the design actually was. ABBA Sport, they're still around, actually. They still do a few kits in the sort of lower leagues of Mexican football. I thought they'd sort of evaporated, but they're still very much there. And they'll be forever remembered for this, and good on them.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. Like I say, one of the best designs of a shirt. I mean, there was 3 of them, weren't there? There's obviously the home, the away, and the third one, which is sort of a ready. Just absolutely iconic. And you can't go wrong with these shirts whatsoever. James, you agreed with Josh. Top of the pile for you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a great kit. I mean, I just echo everything Josh said there. I don't think I could really add much more to it. I think it represents the country really well. It's a really cool design, so it's not like it's just exclusive for people to wear who are Mexican. I'd be interested to see what Sean thinks about a night out, but for sure that one for me is one that I'd want as part of my collection. No doubt for me that was number 1.
Yeah, moving on to you then, Sean. I think you scored it lowest out of the 6 of us, 5th in your list. Why?
Yeah, I think it's I don't know. It's like there are better ones. I like the uniqueness of Campos just wearing it, even though it's the away kit. Again, nice brand. It's not a bad kit. It just doesn't do things for me like the rest of the kit.
No, that's fair enough. I remember, obviously, like I say, putting this list together, I had to ask you which shirt you meant. I don't know if you've seen this, guys, but during that tournament, Campos actually wore 3 shirts. There he is in the home shirt.
He looks like, when your mate's just playing in net, he was normally outfield.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
like this song.
You had your younger cousin come and play with you. He was about 2.
Yeah.
What's with the yellow shorts of that one? Sorry, if you don't mind me asking.
It looks like
seems like a strange choice.
Looks like LA Lakers, doesn't it? A bit.
Yeah.
He's been in the lost property box because he forgot his kit.
He was going to play his underpants, but he said, "No, that's not allowed." And as well as that, he didn't only wear the home shirt. Obviously, there he is with the team. He also wore this blue number as well.
What's all that about?
Yeah, it's really odd. 3 different kits. I
know all in the same tournament.
On the same tournament, he wore this picture of him with all 3. I was really fascinated in finding that out when I was sourcing the pictures, and that's why I had to speak to Sean and ask him to clarify which one he meant. But he picked the away one, and I don't think he went too far wrong.
Would you guys like to see that more, where you wear an away kit, for example, and your goalkeeper wears the home kit? I think that's quite an interesting take on things.
They do that quite a lot, actually, in some of the leagues. Serie A, they do it quite a lot. Parma are quite well known for it. Sampdoria. I like that. I think that's I think that should be encouraged, man. You're right.
I think Arsenal have been doing it. Leno and Ramsdale have both worn the away shirts last season and this season. So it seems to be a trend that's creeping back. I like it. I think it's really good.
Before we got enough money together, my 6-a-side team, the Glossop Tropics, that's what we used to do. I wore white when they wore green, and then vice versa. Now I'm all black.
There we go. John and Tom, you both had it third in your respective lists. Tom will start. Tom, we'll start with you then. Let us know what your overriding thoughts are, buddy.
Well, obviously the pattern's very in your face, but I think the underrated part of the shirt is actually the badge and the collar. I actually really like the badge and the collar, but obviously it's not spoken about a lot because the design is so out there and crazy, and it's so detailed as well that I feel like you can look at it for ages and you'll still find little minor details that you couldn't see. But yeah, I personally think it's already a nice shirt, and then the collar is really nice, and so is the badge. So yeah, it really does. It really does it for me.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned the collar. I don't know if you would have seen it if you're not United fans, but United's proposed kit for next season has sort of a very Aztec design. I know you've seen it, James, and I think that would look perfect on this kit. It's sort of blocked triangles. It looks really nice, and it would look perfect on that kit, like you just mentioned there, Tom. John, yeah, third in your list as well, mate. Give us your opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely a great shirt. I do like it when a keeper wears an outfield shirt. For me, though, goalkeeper shouldn't be wearing white. Okay, I know Manuel Neuer likes to as well. You know, he's a great keeper, but keeper should not wear white. It just doesn't look right. I'd like to see this if it was like a genuine keeper shirt and not just Campos wearing the away kit. If it was in like black or something like that,
yeah,
well, I think that'd look great as a keeper's shirt. But also, Campos should be wearing. You know, I was disappointed with all three photos he showed us of him there. None of them were like luminous pink and yellow and green.
Yeah,
you know, that's what he should be wearing. That he's designed himself.
Yeah.
That's Campos. These were a bit understated for him, but it is a great shirt, no doubt about it. It is an absolutely beautiful shirt, and I agree with Tom. I love that collar as well.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Just before we finish, night out rating, Sean.
You're gonna
Sure.
it's gonna stay. It's gonna stain a lot if you dropped your dark fruits on it. I'd say 7.
7. Don't drink dark fruits, then you'll be all right. So there we go. Second in the list, and that is the Mexico away shirt, which, as you can see, was worn by Campos in the tournament. 50 points, which isn't bad at all. Beaten by only one shirt, and I think when we look at it, I think it is the shirt that should have won. It is the best for me in the tournament with 52 points, so only just beating Mexico was the Japan shirt. I mean, just look at that. It screams early noughties, emo, listening to Linkin Park. It's a wonder. It's an absolute wonder. So yeah, that has won. It's number 1 on our list. Let's see. So 3 of us put it top of their list. We will start with Tom, who had it number 1. Come on, Tom. Why is this? I know you're
I mean, just look at it. Yeah. Just look at it. It's just crazy, isn't it? It's just, we've mentioned it before. If you want to put a striker off, that's what you need to put a striker off. You know, it's like, and you can also use it in a metaphorical sense, whereas like the goalkeeper's on fire, like he's doing really well.
Yeah.
So it just works so well. Yeah, it's just classic 90s. A shirt that I actually really want in my collection, but they're very hard to come by and very expensive. But I just love everything about this shirt. I had to get number 1. It was. I already knew that it was going to be number 1. So
it's a good thing Sean put it in the list. I was worried because I saw your video and it said you mentioned about the Japan shirt, and I thought, oh, Sean's not actually told me what kits it is. So if he doesn't put it in, Tom's not going to be happy. Probably not turn up. But luckily, it's there and it's number 1, so you can go away tonight. Very, very happy indeed. Sean, like me and Tom, you had it number 1. Goalkeeper.
What do I say? It speaks for itself, doesn't it? Asics there as well, making an appearance. The collar's great. I'm not going to mention the flames because they don't need to be mentioned. It's just really nice kit. It could have been dragons or anything. Yeah. Number 1 for a reason.
Mosh pit rating?
10.
Yeah. Night out rating? 10 as well?
10, yeah.
Awesome. So there we go. Josh just pipped number 1. Just pipped top spot for you. It's number 2. Let us know why.
Just outrageous, absolutely outrageous. Football shirts just need to be sort of remembered. a lot of those shirts you've seen today, I can't even remember some of them. They're that sort of bland. Football shirts like this shouldn't be forgotten. It's quite easy to see why this won't be forgotten. It's just pure sort of, it's like an explosion of design and color, and but really just enjoying the design that's going on there. Yeah, I was very surprised that Asics have done this. Not that Asics. What I mean by that is Asics are an Asian brand, but what I mean is that like they're not sort of like that wild as such. So the fact that they decided to get the colouring crayons out and go for something like this was very, very, very interesting indeed. But yeah, no, you got it. Like Sean said, you got to let it speak for itself. It is just wild, and I think it's very worthy of the first spot.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, mate. Definitely. James, you had it 4th in your list.
Yeah, I guess I mean I can see why it's 1, and when I did see it, I was like, this is probably going to be the favourites. See, I don't know why, but I've got a big thing for Japanese kits and stuff. Their goalkeeper kit, I think it was like 93, I preferred, and there's one 97 and one from 99 that I also preferred, which were a little bit easier on the eye than this, not as loud, but still sort of within that sort of Japanese theme and looks really good. To me, I mean, not so much on the goalkeeper there, but it looks like something a darts player would wear. Or is it Guy Fieri, who was in sort of the Dives, Diners, whatever that program was? Just a little bit too on the nose for me. But I mean, I'm not angry that it's coming in first place. It's well worthy of that spot. But
carries on shorts as well, that plane, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's continuation of that on the whole kit. But yeah, it's a good kit. But like I said, I'm a fan of the Japanese kits, and it's not my favourite up there, to be fair. And I did prefer the Mexico one in this instance.
Okay. And John, finishing off with you then, mate. You had it sort of middle of the road in 5th. Tell us your sort of lasting thoughts on this one. Yeah,
I agree with James, actually. You could see that design on a dart shirt, definitely. It's a bit much, isn't it? It's not easy to look at, I find. It's a great shirt. You can see why it's won, a deserved winner. But I don't know. There's just something about it that, especially in that, with that full kit there, that doesn't look good at all. And that number
is a lot to take in. It is a lot to take in.
It is. It's hard work looking at it, isn't it? I just don't think it's that pleasing on the eye. But you can appreciate it for what it is, which is an amazing 90s goalkeeper shirt. I do think Asics did create some very nice 90s keeper shirt. I think of like what they had for like some Blackburn and Aston Villa shirts in like the early to mid 90s. They had some really beautiful designs. So it doesn't surprise me that they did this. But I don't know. I think it's that big flame through the middle. That seems like too much there. I don't know. I don't know if that. I don't know if I've explained that very well or not, but
Yeah. Big shout out to Jacob Arts on Shirts and says, "Ha, seen many an emo in this on a night out. Brazil over the Mexico for me. The Italy away keeper shirt was fire from this Tony as well. Loving the goalkeeper contents. # goalkeeper union." So that one for you there, Sean.
Can I just say as well? Sorry to go back to the other image, Aaron. Sorry. Is it just me, or is it that picture where the goalkeeper shorts look really, really long?
Yeah,
they
like 3/4 length pants or something almost.
So
NBA,
He's also another goalkeeper that has a long sleeve shirt, but has rolled it up.
Yeah.
I think that was a very nice thing as well. The thing to do there. But there we go. So number 1 on the list. Sean was so happy that he's decided to duck out on us. Never mind. If he comes back, he comes back. It's one of those.
Football do that.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So there we go. Number 1 on the list. Japan, 1998 from the World Cup. Wins with 52 points. So there we go. Oh, he's back. Look, here he is. Was you that happy you decided to dip out on us, Sean? What happened? You there? Now you've muted yourself. What's going on?
See, he's just sent the senses flying.
Right, it's gone.
He's Something's happened. He's having
His
technical
pan
issues.
shirt's so good, he's speechless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much. Pretty much.
Perhaps
Can
it's
you
like a
hear me?
Japanese film. It's a Japanese
can hear
film
you
that's
now.
been dubbed.
Yeah.
Can you hear me and see me?
Yeah, now.
Can you hear me and see me? Yeah, we can. Yeah, mate. It's fine. Yeah.
That was well
Um,
good,
yeah,
Darren.
thanks.
Yeah, she did me dirty with that Wi-Fi comment before.
Oh,
She's like,
dump
I'm
her
not
again.
anymore.
Dump her again and get back on Tinder. I'm telling you. Anyway, that is it for this episode of Full Kit Rankers. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for liking, subscribing. And massive thanks to our guests. As always, it's great to have people who love kits just as much as we talking about them. Tom, mate, thanks for making an appearance. I hope it's not the last time that you're gonna pop on and be a guest.
Yeah, I'd love to come on here again. So I thoroughly enjoyed this. So.
Oh, mate, you're very, very welcome. Let people know where they can find you and what you're up to in terms of kits.
Well, I'm only on Twitter at the minute, at Tom's Footy Kits, just my name. I post a wide variety of things. I want to get more into posting videos, stuff like that. So, and as you can see behind me, I like collecting a lot of different football shirts, but especially crazy templates or 90s long sleeves. So, yeah, you can drop me a follow if you want.
Make sure you do. John, again, absolutely pleasure to have you on, mate. Hope it's not the last time as well. Where can people find you and what you're up to?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter and Instagram. Both of them are at doing_kits, on Depop as well. I've sort of spent the last month refining my 2022 collecting goals, so I'm hoping to, really up the ante a little bit with my 90s collection that I'll be looking to share on there over the coming months. So thanks for having me. Really enjoyed it. It's nice to be able to talk to people about kits and people actually want to listen to it, because the wife doesn't usually want to listen when I talk to her about it.
I was going to say, you can only bore your partner so much, mate. We're all there, mate. We're all there. But thanks again, mate. Josh, as always, absolute pleasure having you with us, mate. It's always great to chat.
Absolutely. No, love it. I think it's got an amazing thing going on. Great to sort of meet John and Dom as well. Just part of this is the fact that you can actually meet people from the community, and you're doing a right service here, because Twitter's all right, but it can be a little bit sort of barren out there. Not really much sort of in terms of interaction other than sort of tweeting. So it's nice to know that you can have this safe space for us all.
Yeah, I did a late night tweet last night, just a random thought, thinking I definitely want to try and start a kit community WhatsApp group. I think that would be absolutely wild. I think that's definitely something we should look to do. I think it'd be great.
It screams nerd, but that was a really good idea.
Oh, you were your comedians one. Sorry, we're not that cool. But no, Josh, as always, thanks. I can't wait to see you next week again, mate, as well. It's gonna be a good show. I think if we the idea I've texted them too about the idea, but they've not come back to me, so we'll see if they want to do it. But yeah, thanks again, mate. It's been great. Sean, anything you want to
say? Great to meet Tom and John. I'll give you both a follow. Tom, I followed you on Instagram, but I don't think you do it, do you?
No, I was thinking about getting into it, but I need to find the time for it, because I'm quite. I've not got a lot of time at the moment. So.
No, I need to get on Twitter though, because I've never been on Twitter, and
you can do the talking kit. You can do the talking kit account if you want.
Take over.
Yeah, take it over. Take it over.
Yeah,
he's got a few followers, so you don't have to worry about it. And James, we'll finish off with you. How you? What's going on? What do you want to say?
Yeah. Well, just like, subscribe, all the usual stuff. Follow us on the socials. Any ideas from people as well? Let us know. We can always do a bit of research in the background if someone likes a particular genre or there's anything in particular people want us to pick up on. Just let us know. Make it your show as much as it is ours. So yeah, just let us know what you want us to review and stuff. And as long as it's kit based, we'll review it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, if it's your first time talking kit, do make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We finally hit 100 subscribers, so it is the road to 1K. So hopefully we can get up there by the end of the year. That's the kind of goal. But yeah, like James is saying, like the videos, share it, comment on the videos, or if you use the hashtag on Twitter, hashtag talking kit, we will check it if you've got any ideas on shirts you'd like to see us rank. And yeah, we will see you next week for another episode. If you are wanting some more content on the World Cup 98, we did do a full Talking Kit pod on World Cup 98, so do check that out as well. We will be bringing you another episode of that very, very soon. But we'll leave you now, and yeah, we'll see you next week for another episode of Full Kit Rankers. And yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all soon.